song. We can do better than that. Everybody say, if it is going to be.
It is going to be.
It is up to me.
It is up to me.
So I choose to see.
So I choose to see.
Only the possibilities.
Only the possibilities.
Come on, say, I control what I think.
I control what I think.
And I control how I feel.
And I control how I feel.
Now that's good, so let's say it again. Say, I control what I think.
I control what I think.
And I control how I feel.
And I control how I
Now
feel.
this is my favorite part. Everybody say, I know I'm great.
I know I'm great.
Come on, say, I know I'm great.
I know I'm great.
Speak to your future. Say, I know I'm great.
I know I'm great.
And that's for real.
And that's for real.
Every day.
Every day.
I will be.
I will be.
The best me.
The best me.
Come on, say the best me.
The best me.
One more time, say the best me.
The best me.
That I can possibly be.
That I can possibly be.
Look at your neighbor now and say, neighbor.
Neighbor.
Oh, neighbor.
Oh, neighbor.
Look here.
Look here.
Times change.
Times change.
Seasons change.
Seasons change.
People change.
People change.
But one thing
But one thing
that will never change
that will never change
is that
is that
I will always look better than you. All right, you ready to have some fun? Somebody say fun. You ready to have some fun? Somebody say fun. Give yourself a big round of applause, y'all. All right, now listen, I was raised by some very good people. They said, John, anytime anybody anywhere does anything good for you, you need to make sure that you tell them what?
Thank you.
Y'all just ungrateful over here. Anytime anybody anywhere does anything good for you, you need to make sure that you tell them what?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So before I even open my mouth to share this little brief message that I have for you this afternoon, I want to do what I was trained to do and make sure that I thank those who are responsible for today coming to pass. Both there's a lot of people back there working hard who are just making sure that this is the best possible event. Is air conditioning here? I know some of y'all out at the park, so you need to shout on that right there. And I also want to thank Disney for making this happen. Can we please give it up for Disney? Now, I have a couple of things that I want to share with you about Disney Dreamers Academy, but before we do that, let me just say this is a little personal moment for me. This is good for me, because I was a dreamer as well. For 8 years in a row, I sat right there in that seat, looking up here saying, one day I'm going to be on this stage. And today, it's happening. The second reason why I'm excited to be here is because that beautiful lady who just introduced me, that was my sister. Yeah, for the first time ever, she introduced me. That was my big sister, my older sister. And I'm saying it now because I probably won't be alive this afternoon. So. Long ago, before New Orleans was ever here, before it was a city and we had Pointers and Chapatoulas and Canal Street, there was just a real long road. And there was a guy who had a very interesting job. His job was to go over here to the water and take the water from this well that was near the water back to his village. And because it was a long time ago, no, we didn't have trucks and we didn't have highways and byways and things of that nature. So he had to do it the old-fashioned way. He had a long bamboo rod, and on either side of the bamboo rod, he had 2 buckets. And he would scoop the water into the bucket, one on each side. And he would walk the same path back and forth, no matter how hot it was, like today. Back and forth, no matter how heavy that water was, back and forth each and every day from the well to the village. He would go back and forth from the well to the village, faithfully from the well to the village. And so the guy was kind of like us. You know, he was a hard worker. He did what he knew was best. But like us, he also had a little frustration. He said, you know, I understand the water is important, but I don't really see the value in what I'm doing. Why can't somebody else do this? Maybe I'm not the one who was cut out for something like this. And so, unlike us, he decided to quit. He backed away and said, this is the last time I'm ever doing this. He took the bamboo rod and the 2 buckets and laid them down, and he promised to never go back there. Well, the guy decided that he was going to look for something else to do. And so he went down the street a little bit, and he started looking at the general store. And when he was shopping, he saw the most beautiful bucket that he'd ever seen by the front of the store. He looked down and said, "This is it. This is the most beautiful bucket in all the land." He called the store owner over and said, "Excuse me, sir, excuse me. Can you please tell me, how much is this bucket?" Store owner was busy over here doing inventory. He looked over, almost got offended and said, "Look, this bucket right here, I hate to tell you, but it's the most beautiful bucket you've ever seen, right?" He said, "Well, yeah." He said, "It's for a reason. Because I use all of my best materials. I put it everywhere it needed to be, and I laid the jewels in perfectly. You see that little inscription in there? That's my signature right there. This is my crown and glory right here." He said, "I don't mean to offend you, but I know how much you make, and I know you can't afford this." The guy said, "I don't remember asking you all that." And he told him how much it was. He said, "Fine, I'll take it." But the guy kept on shopping, right? He kept kind of looking around, not really sure what he was looking for, until finally by the back he saw a pile of trash. And by the pile of trash, he saw something else that kind of got his attention. He moved the trash to the left and to the right. And he saw something else that completely got his attention. He said, "I thought that was it. No, this is it." Now this other bucket that he saw was not nearly as beautiful as this bucket was over here. This bucket was made of some different type of material. It wasn't all shiny. As a matter of fact, it was near the trash, but he couldn't figure out why. He called the store owner over and said, "Excuse me, sir, can you please tell me, how much is this bucket?" Store owner was once again very frustrated and said, "Look, evidently this is not your day to shop. You see what this bucket was? It was over here by the trash. And it was by the trash for a reason. Because, look, rather than me telling you, let me just show you." He took the bucket and turned it around, revealing that there was a crack about halfway up the side of the bucket. He said, "Look, man, I've tried to give this thing away. I've tried to sell it. I put it on clearance. But every single time, people kept returning this bucket back to me, saying that whatever they put in, anywhere above that crack begins to spill out. I tried to literally almost give the thing away, and they keep returning it." The man couldn't believe what he just heard. He said, "That's it. That's it." He said, "I'll take it." He said, "So maybe you didn't understand what I just said. Anything you put in about halfway above this crack is going to spill out." He said, "Sir, I didn't ask you that. All I want to know, how much is this bucket?" He said, "Fine, it's your money, not mine. Just take it." He said, "Good." So the guy did what he went back to do. He actually went back on his word and said, "Look, I am going to just go back and give it one more shot." He took that bamboo rod, he loosed the old buckets, he put the brand new bucket and the bucket with the crack in on either side, and he would continue on that path for several more weeks, each and every day from the well to the village, back and forth from the well to the village, until finally after a warm, hot day, kind of like today, the guy stopped and said, "I finally feel like things are going well." And something kind of crazy happened. The bucket with the crack in it started talking. The bucket with the crack in it said, "Excuse me, what are you doing? Why have you put me in this position? You knew that I wasn't as good as the other bucket. You knew that I couldn't perform like that other bucket. You knew that I was damaged goods from the beginning. Or you just trying to embarrass me? Look, I was okay with the fact that I couldn't do what the other buckets could do. I was okay with the fact that I just didn't have the same type of future as the other bucket. I was okay with that. Why couldn't you be?" The man looked down pretty astounded, mostly because that bucket was talking. But he said, "You know, it's interesting you say that, because I felt the exact same way that you did. And that's why I purchased you. I didn't feel like my life was going anywhere. And that's why I purchased you. I felt like I had something to do in life, but I wasn't sure how to get there. And that's why I purchased you. But before I purchased you, I took another trip to the store across the street. And I purchased some seeds. And I walked that same path. And I let those seeds fall out of my hand very slowly. And as I scooped the water into you, doing what I would already do, the water would just sprinkle out and water those seeds every single day. He said, look back on that path. That's the most beautiful place in the entire village now. That's the most beautiful place that we have. The place we used to be embarrassed is now the place that we're all excited about. The place that used to be a place of horror is now a place of beauty. He said, because of you and your deficiency, we now have something to be proud of. Folks, that's what Disney Dreamers Academy is all about. All we do is we take that seed and turn it into a dream. Folks, I know that you have children in your life, maybe your children or children that you're mentoring, children at your church. All we're doing is taking the seeds that you've been planting in their lives and pouring some water on those seeds. Disney is all about providing them with exposure and letting them know, first of all, that it's okay to dream bigger than your circumstances. That it's okay for you to dream bigger than what you've seen. Just because daddy couldn't do it, or grandfather couldn't do it, or mom and them couldn't do it, just because your cousins couldn't do it, maybe it's because you were born to be the first. So we give them exposure, and then we provide them experience working inside their dream. See, because I believe that it's unfair to tell a kid to dream big, but then not show them how to do it. So you've got to give them the hands-on experience. They get to meet Steve Harvey and Terrence J and Yolanda Adams and Dr. Steve Perry. They get to meet attorneys, and they get to meet medical professionals. They get to meet people who will provide them a snapshot of what they're already doing. See, the cool part is that they get to meet them, but the powerful part is that they get to understand how they became who they are. Because behind every dream is a dreamer, and behind every dreamer is a testimony. And when you understand what that testimony is about, then you understand that my life also makes sense. That crack in my bucket, the thing I thought was going to count me out, is actually the thing that's counting me in. I thought that I couldn't do it because my dad wasn't there. I thought I couldn't do it because we grew up in poverty. I thought I had to succeed despite the fact that I may have had a learning disability. No, no, no. When you see dreamers, you understand that they are successful because their father wasn't there, because of the adversity that they experienced. Because now they have a reason to be successful for the next generation. See, that's what Disney Dreamers Academy is all about. It's about showing your children that it's okay to dream, giving them experience, and then changing the expectation. Not the expectation that you have for them. We leave them out. On Sunday afternoon, they leave out having a higher expectation for themselves, because there are 100 other students, or 99 other students with them, who also are struggling, surviving, and looking to succeed just like them. Folks, I've been speaking for almost 15 years now, and I can tell you that there is no other organization in this world that has done a better job than Disney, Steve Harvey, and yes, Essence Magazine, at taking a child who has a dream and having them walk away with a plan. I want everybody to take out your phone right quick. Take out your phone right quick. Go to DisneyDreamersAcademy.com. DisneyDreamersAcademy.com. You don't have to apply right now. That's okay. Pay attention to whatever else is going on next. But at least bookmark it. Email it to somebody. Put it on Facebook. Put it on Twitter. Because even if you or your young person may not be ready for this, then at least you know somebody who is. I promise you that you will see them walk in one way, and they will walk away a completely different way. Folks, I want you to remember this. For you, the mothers, the aunties, the mama nims, the grandmamas, the nanas, all of you out there, we know you're holding it down in our community. We know there would be no black community if it were not for the females in the community. So as a man, I want to say thank you. And I also want to challenge you to help us to get better by taking this next step and helping us to move on to Disney Dreamers Academy. And let's have your kid come in as a dreamer and walk away as a doer. You were born an original. Don't live like a copy of Jonathan Sprinkles. To God be the glory. Thank you.